This is English for TOEFL 2019 September 3rd. And today I practice integrated speaking 4. You mean previous 6-1 and it wasn't so difficult. I think I could listen the main two concept, or this time it was a strategy, but it was a little bit hard for me to answer fluently. Yeah, it is always difficult for me to speak in fluent. Yeah, that's the point of the speaking part. So I gotta practice. But I think I'm a little getting used to solving integrated speaking part 4. As to part 4, not I think the most for me the part 2, you mean answering the students' opinion is most difficult for me. And this part 4, the latest question, you mean answering the two concept, is a little bit difficult. The second is next is difficult. The second difficult to me. Second is, you mean, I don't know how to explain, but the first one is part 2, and the next is part 4, which is difficult for me. But it's not so hard for me because there are no reading passage. Just all I have to do is listen carefully. And the part 3 is a little not so difficult for me because I don't have to. The reading passage is not so long, and I only have to. The professor always talks about one concept, and the listening part is long. So if you listen, even if you missed or could understand some part of the listening part, you can assume or presume the concept. But this part, part 4, it has two concepts, and each concept has a little bit short time about explaining, so it's a little bit hard for me. You mean I have to be careful about listening, but all I have to focus on is speaking fluently. And today I also practice reading passage. You mean actually I always solve English reading passage because I recognize that my weakest point is reading, and I'm not good at it. So every day I practice reading something, especially like I always solve some reading questions related to TOEFL, or read some Google News or in English, and I always practice English reading. But whenever I solve or read English, it only has one passages. You mean I'll only have reading one passages, and I solve them in 20 minutes. But actually, the real TOEFL test has maximum 4 passages. Mostly they have 3, but sometimes they may have maximum 4 passages, and I have to do like in a series or in a rate. I don't know how to explain, but I have to continue solving 4 questions in 18 minutes. That's very long, 4 times longer than I always solve than usual. So I tried this today, and the question was offered by the English school that I always visit once a week, and they gave me some questions. I don't know. Actually, it was really used in TOEFL, but I think it's kind of similar questions as to TOEFL. And anyway, I solved them today with using 80 minutes, and my answer was, so I have to hand in. It's kind of assignment. It was a kind of homework, so I'll hand it in the day after tomorrow, and the teacher will circle or check the answer. So I haven't known the answer yet, but it was difficult for me. Yeah, but it wasn't so hard for me to solve. I mean, it has 4 times larger and longer than usual, so I thought my concentration will be more worse, or I'll be more tired, but it wasn't tired. It wasn't tired that I expected. You mean actually it was tired. It was really tired, but it wasn't so tired that I worried. But it was still hard. And what the hardest point is, yeah, I have no times. So with each passage, I have to spend less than 20 minutes. And like if some of the passage get over, then like if you take if you take more than 20 minutes in one passages, it will affect it will influence the other passages, solving questions, and that will be in a really rush. So the important thing is sometimes you have to give up and throw away some questions if you have done time. See, like if you solving first question after solving first question or in solving first question or first passage, if you tend to take more than 20 minutes, you have to stop solving and go to the new passages. That will need some courageousness and that you have to decide, and it was really difficult. So, but I had to do it. Yeah, the most. And what I want to say is, I still need a lot of time to read sentences, and that's very difficult for me. Yeah, I have to read really faster, and I'm really feel anxiety. I feel I'm concerned about reading part because I always take a lot of time, and it's very difficult for me to understand all the meanings, and I have to get used to it. And I'm wondering because I worry about if I have a lot of time to like. I'm thinking to take a real test, and finally I'll planning to take the test in December, in the end of the December, and yeah, in the December. And I hope, or I'm worried about that I could improve or I guess score by then. Yeah, by December. I hope that I could improve my reading skill enough by December. I'm thinking taking another or beforehand or TOEFL test before December. You mean I'm planning to take a TOEFL test in middle of the not September, October. Yeah, middle of the October. I'm planning to take TOEFL first, and that's not a real. Yeah, that's a real one, but I just wanted to take twice in order to know the real test, what real test feels like, and what I have to do. And like if I have a very bad score in October, I can fix my practicing and fix the degree, or you mean fix the solving or fix a lot of things. But if I have a test in December, just one, if at that time if I have a bad score, maybe I'll be really in rush and get upset. So I'm gonna have a test before December one time. But I'm thinking I'm still worried about I can't solve English reading passage. Well, I mean there are a lot of questions, and yeah, I'm really in rush, and I wonder how I can improve my English reading. The only one solution is just reading, and just read and read and practice. I know it, but and I have read English passages for 3 months, and I still feel a little bit improvement, but I feel more demands, or I want more. I want to improve more. Yep. Still, there are many vocabularies that I don't know, and still I feel it's very slow for me. my reading speed is very slow, but I want to have a hope. And I think it's up to me, so I gotta do it. But it's so much for today. Thank you for listening.